I met a few women who actually got this statement, oh, you dah belajar tinggi-tinggi, habis you at the end masuk dapur.
Wearing the hijab. Sorry, I think I ran off. What is your question?
Oh my god! I hope my daughter doesn't see this video.
I am 25 years old. I am a mother of 3 kids. I am an ustazah and also an influencer.
Hello, my name is Nazat Fahima. I'm 32 years old. I'm a marketing professional. I'm a mother of 2 kids, and I'm a peace activist working to counter radical ideology and violent extremism.
Hi, my name is Nur Yusrina. I'm 30 years old, and I recently climbed Mount Everest last year. I was the team leader of NTU NIE Everest team.
So for me, one of the proudest moments is when students come to me at the end of each class or each talk or each course and then say, Ustazah, thank you so much for the session. I have benefited a lot. I have learned a lot. Because it means like I have offered something that they didn't have before this. So for me, that's one of the things I would really treasure.
I think for me, the proudest moment will be my meeting with Prince Harry. It was an honor and a privilege to be given the opportunity to represent the Muslim youth. I definitely think it's something I would want to tell my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. So I think that's definitely the moment, yeah. And then I started seeing people being very supportive of what I was doing. Okay, I was like, I'm not doing something that I'm wasting my time with.
I mean, my proudest moment have to be the moment where I submitted Mount Everest. It was a long time dream that I've been working on for 7 years. I could only think of the challenges that I've been through and how thankful I was to allow me to be standing there at the summit.
I would say one of my biggest challenges as a woman is to juggle the multiple roles that I have. I think for us women, we want to be super women. We are wives, we are daughters, we are educators, we are workers, we are, we are friends, all at the same time. I have a big talk with, for example, 150 to 200 students coming for that particular talk, but at that same time, all my 3 kids happen to be very sick. So I feel like if I can just split myself into 2, like half of me is at the talk and half of me is at home with my kids.
As a woman, you face a lot of obstacles, especially when you have children who are very young. There are many Saturdays I will be at events or I will be organizing something on my own. I lost a lot of family time during the initial years.
So it looks easy peasy on the surface, but in reality it's very hard. All of us want this sense of accomplishment. For example, maybe you go outside, when you do well in your career, you feel better about yourself. Some of us can relate to that.
Now recently, I've decided to include my children. So even when I went to an interfaith dialogue on a Saturday, I brought my daughter along. 4 hours she sat through it. I felt very bad because I'm making like a 7-year-old sit through such a long talk. Apart from that, I also have a full-time career. I'm also doing my master's. So time is definitely one of the biggest challenges.
I think it's just normal for all mothers who have to go work and then they have to leave their kids at home to feel that guilt.
There's really no magic formula to this, okay? You have to compromise. It's okay if you ask your helper or your mother or your siblings to look after your children while you're out there. Tell yourself it's okay. A lot of people will criticize it. They will say that, that's not a nice thing to do, that's not what a good mother should do, but really it doesn't matter. You should know you're a good mother. You should know you're a good wife. You should know you're a good employee. What is very annoying is when you get comments from people that can be a bit discouraging. There are people who think that what I do is not very important. Some of them would say that I'm actually very free. They would assume that I'm not taking my career very seriously. That's why I can invest all this time. And then of course there are people who criticized about the photo with Prince Harry, the fact that during Ramadan you sit with a man and all, and then there were things like hashtag like keep it halal kind of hashtags flying around. These kind of things are very demotivating.
Say for example, I'm pitching a tent and somebody come up to me and and look over my shoulder and try to tell me that, no, you should do this, you should do that. I mean, without knowing who I am, then I feel offended in a way. Is it because you think I'm a girl? That you think I don't know how to pitch a tent? Like, I've done this since I was in primary school, you know, that kind of thing. So, some of those minor things.
For example, I get abayas, I get shawls, I get hijabs, I get a few of these products that I can actually review on my Instagram, and then I would post an OOTD on my Instagram, and then I would get hateful comments saying that, Ustazah, you cannot be a model. When those things happen, I would just shut myself in the room and I would just cry. I would cry and cry and cry. It's painful because you want people to love you, you want people to accept you.
It's not practical for me to expect people to understand what I'm going through, but I think I've come to a stage where I learned that you can't really make everybody happy. So as long as you're genuinely dedicated to what you're doing, you just go on and do it. Yeah.
For me, as long as my OOTD or my picture of wearing an abaya inspires others to also want to wear an abaya, for me, mission is accomplished. People's expectations are getting a little too overwhelming, and I'm trying hard to be someone that I'm not. So I think it's very sad that women tend to bring others down rather than lifting each other up. As ladies or as girls, we are supposed to support each other rather than condemn each other's personal decision.
I come from a very conservative family, and I think I came from like the kind of the 90s to 2000 kind of era. My parents would have wanted me to get married to a guy and settle, have family and be happy. Alhamdulillah, that was the plan. I can simply say a lot of the opportunities I got, I said no to them because I know that it's not something my family would approve of because of the way they were kind of formed. I think they have their principles and beliefs which I respected, but I'm lucky to say that I have a husband who's extremely understanding. So thanks to him, I managed to really unleash a lot of my interests, my passion, and do what I do now. So in the last 3 to 4 years, I see a lot of difference in the way my parents see what I do. They are more appreciative. I think they have sort of understand what I do. I don't believe in being irrationally rebel just because people think that this is how, you know, if you want to do things, you must be bold and all. I think sometimes you can be very smart about how you do things. I think it's more wise when you understand that they grew up in a certain way, and how do you find that balance between it? I think that is smart.
I talk about self-esteem, confidence, self-worth, loving yourself like 80% of my time. But then I do have personal struggle where sometimes I feel I'm not confident enough. For example, every single time before I appear for my public engagements, before I go in front of a class or talk, I would still have those moments where I would call my mom, and then I would text my mom, I would text my husband, I would text my best friends and say that I'm nervous, I'm scared, what am I doing? My hands would shake. So when those moments happen, I would usually talk to myself, affirm myself, and I would make lots and lots of prayers for Allah to help me out lah. I think women, we are very, very sensitive what people think about us or say about us. Sometimes when you're a working mother, people will be saying things like, oh, how can you be leaving your kids at home, you're an irresponsible mother. Or if you are staying at home mother, then people will be saying things like, oh, you're not accomplished enough because you're just at home, wasted all these years of qualification. One of the things I really, really hold strongly to is self-confidence. Telling yourself, giving yourself a pat at the back, whatever they're going to say is entirely their opinions. They don't know your story, they don't know your struggle, so they can say whatever they want to say, but you yourself, you have to love yourself first. You have to be confident with yourself. If I'm not confident with myself, if I don't appreciate myself, it's hard for others to appreciate me.
So for the past 10 years, I've been climbing mountains with men especially, and so I think I've proved my worth in a way. With my 2017 team, they really depended on me because I've experienced Everest itself, the first expedition. So they see my ability to lead, and they depended on me, and I was very thankful for that they believed in me. Probably there were a few instances where the team members questioned my decisions. So my take on this is that as women, we cannot keep thinking that the people around us are looking down on us because we are women. We ourselves have to show our worth, show that we can do what they are doing. It's a lot of what we feel about ourselves first before we change what they want, what they think about us.
So for those of you out there who have this intention to spread positivity, to be good influencers, inshallah, I think number one is check your intention. What's the reason you want to be spreading positivity? What's the reason you want to be that support role model or the support figure? Is it because you want fame? Is it because you like that feeling when people come to you? And you should want to spread positivity because you want to help someone who's in need. Include Allah in your equation. No matter how good you are as a public speaker, no matter how thousands of followers that you have, if you don't put Allah in your journey, it's not going to happen. The advice that I would give my daughter, I would say number one is to be kind. Be kind. For me, it's a bonus if she's good in her studies, if she has amazing talent. But for me, all that doesn't matter if you don't have akhlaq or good manners.
So I think what I would really advise people like my daughter who are growing up in this really different digital era is try to keep very strongly rooted to who you are, know your identity very well, and be proud of it, because I see that going away these days. You know, everybody wants to be modern, and I think you can be traditional and you can still be very progressive. So I hope that is something they will kind of keep in the top of their mind. Yeah.
Get in touch with the dream that you have, because your dream will drive you forward. Your passion will drive you forward. It gives you purpose, it gives you meaning to your life, and then take actionable steps towards your dream, towards achieving your dream. Start small. Don't think of the dream of being such a burden, or rather a big mountain to climb. Just start small, take one step at a time, and you'll get there. Yeah.
Brought to you by Ayu Apparels, Singapore's largest Muslimah online store.